Hey. Testing. We are live. Welcome back. You're watching this. It's Wednesday. And yeah, what is happening? I hear Danny's laughing on my intro. Like, Danny, welcome back.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yes, it's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
My dudes and dudettes, we are doing Kong Builders. As always, I'm extremely delighted and I have extreme pleasure having Danny to be my co-host today. And that was like fourth episode or now? Or
yeah.
fifth? So it's
fourth. I don't know.
Who's counting, right? Who's counting? Like, folks, write down in the comments where are you coming from. Like, we are coming to you live. I'm coming to you from New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey, home of the MetLife Stadium, and the Giant Stadium used to be Giant Stadium. Danny coming from Charlotte.
Yeah, home of the NASCAR.
Yeah. It's exciting place. I've been there like last year when I was traveling from Florida back to New Jersey, and I get a pleasure to see the Hall of Fame, and it was pretty exciting how the bootleggers who run the alcohol they make this official. Okay, let's make it like, I don't know.
We have a lot of that.
Europeans have these Le Mans races, and we will just, do our own thing. We'll create just a regular
if you ever have a chance, I would highly recommend going a NASCAR race. It's pretty intense.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of my things in the bucket list, and like all the things every time when I go in to explore any like a sightseeing and stuff, I always excited. Any town in America, there's always something like the best something or first something in the world, and there's like, it's no joke. There's there would be like a huge like a museum thing where you can see some old videos, and I was like, wow, it's actually kind of big deal. All right, so we see Carl join us from the City of Good Thoughts. Wow, Carl already already kind of our regular, coming from
awesome.
Tallinn, if I can remember, or not Tallinn, sorry, it's from Tartu. So welcome back, folks. I'm excited. Super excited to get back. Super excited to start doing the Kong Builders again in more or less regular capacity. I had a fantastic vacation. You can feel this energy. I'm energized and get back. But before we're doing this, like there's so many announcements that we need to do. First one is many of you probably heard that is this year we have a huge rebrand, and the Kong Summit now is API Summit. So API Summit, it's, if you are in this type of jazz and you want to do everything around like building your APIs, operate at scale, and maybe you just like starting doing some things, that's the place to be to learn about all things API. So this year, it's even, I don't know how more accessible it could be. It's a live event. You don't have to travel. It's just like a register here and join us. And we
Are you doing a talk?
Yes, I am actually doing a talk, and that's kind of like a very interesting that I got to talk about the thing that I was very passionate about for many years, and now I need to find the kind of interjection of my former love and the current love, interjection between Kafka and API.
Oh,
So I'm doing this
nice.
very clickbaity title, 5 things demystifying or like revealing 5 things that every API developer needs to know about Kafka. So it's a good talk to join if you are the kind of like spend most of your time in the realm of request response, and you want to dip your toes into the world of streaming and how it would be different from the things that you doing with the request response, or maybe not so different. So that's the premise. That's the premise of my talk. A little bit about Kafka 101, how the Kafka API works, and how we can use things like async API, which is async API spec, which is kind of like the way how you can define interaction with this kind of like event-driven system. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's cool.
Do you know what I'm excited also? I'm excited for hackathon. So we are building here. We builders. We're building some stuff at the Kong builders, and that's why the hackathon is very exciting part. I've been on, not even on a judging panel, but I've seen some submissions from the last years, and it was just incredible how the people were able to come up some cool and interesting solutions, how they can build with Kong. And this year, drum roll, not surprised, no, and not, I don't know. Write down in the comments if you're surprised to see that this year theme is AI. And we know that's like more AIs, more APIs, and if you will be able to bring some of the API into AI and AI into API. See how many times I said AI already. I'm almost like what was the guy from Google?
Shocking.
What was his name? Currency, I forgot. There was like a famous YouTube video where they took a presentation from the Google Google conference, whatever, and they just like kept only AI elements. So, like, actually, you can go and watch this video of myself like announcing this, and you will find some of the spots about the AI and stuff. So go watch this video. So it's exciting. So the hackathon submissions are open. If you have anything to talk about with regards of the API and AIs, and submit your submissions. The submission will be open until September 27th, as far as I can tell, for the first day of API Summit. So build your teams, like got your ideas. We will have some prizes, and we will be donating some of the charities if you're not in a jazz for swag. Just like a Save the Gorilla charities,
really
or something
nice.
like that. Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
I think like many
realize
people
that.
kind of like get tired of the endless swag and things like that. So yeah, hackathon, go subscribe now, sign up now. It's gonna be pretty cool. Danny, what else we need to point out before we start joining into
I think those were top 2.
So there is another interesting thing that many people would be excited to talk about. Like, we eager to learn about your API story. Cool prizes here. Go read about the API stories. Use hashtag my API story in X. I'm sorry, I'm doing this like a weird stuff that the streamers are doing now. So I'm not too old for this stuff, like Dab, X, whatever. Go find this hashtag in X or LinkedIn or Instagram. Sign up to, if you on Instagram, sign up for Kong, sign up for my account. It would be cool. Now, what else? So I will talk about this stuff. Yes, in the last but not least, you are invited to join some of the in-person events. Go check out if there is a meetup, Kong meetup around you, so you can join and talk about like API stuff and all this kind of things. So check out the meetup page and find a meetup near you. If you want to host a meetup and you want to talk about API stuff, reach out to us and we can help you with the promoting this event and all this, all these things. Right? I think we covered everything that we need to cover from perspective of intro. Whoever wanted to join our stream probably already joined. People are warmed up. Just a quick reminder. I'm Viktor. This is Danny, and we're gonna start building some stuff right now. So, what are we gonna do this today, Danny?
We are going to continue down the saga of rate limiting with serverless applications using Koyeb and Upstash.
Last time, for if you just previously on Kong builders, the last time we talked about the deploying Kong inside some sort of serverless platform, and we chose the Koyeb because they are friends, but also like it can be like any platform that provides like serverless deployment. If you are running anything in serverless platforms, let us know in the comments. And if you want us to run Kong on some other serverless platform, like we can do this fly. We already done this. We can do Koyeb. Another thing that I'm interested in, this is kind of like a little bit spoiler slash kind of feature request. I want to try to run this in the Google Cloud Run. And this is going to be a very interesting thing to talk. And I have a handy drawing that can explain our like diagramming stuff and like what we actually doing in the stream. So last time we spent a little bit time on provisioning infrastructure. And if you've seen our previous stream, the way how you can find our streams, you can go Kong YouTube channel. You need to be subscribed. You need to be subscribed. You need to be subscribed. Okay.
Please subscribe.
So, yeah, please subscribe. The can I do this? Yeah, what like subscribe? It needs to be enabled like this. If you go to live, you can find all the recordings of our stream. So on the previous one, it's called "Don't Limit Yourself." We start building this infrastructure, and this is how it looks like. Many of you might have seen how we experienced some of the issues with DNS. Those issues looks like were resolved, and now this is what we have. So we have a Kong gateway. It's what we call a data plane. So data plane is deployed on the Koya. Let me put the small thing. So this is the platform where we deployed everything, and in this particular case, it's going to be Koyeb. And can I do how we can do underscore control? Wait.
Oh, it's not that cool. I mean, it's not that savvy. I'm not biased on it.
Anyway, so yeah, we're running this inside Koyeb. Koyeb provides a platform for us that our application, in this particular case, it's the clone, like a famous clone of the famous HTTP bin that running, that was, again, maybe I should submit this because this HTTP
written in AI.
100%. Like I was talking to ChatGPT because I was learning the Go coding and like write me the clone of the HTTP bin, put this like endpoints and blah blah blah, and now it's there. Kong Gateway is deployed inside the Koyeb. This application HTTP bin Go is not available from within the Kong platform. So it is kind of like a emulate situation where you have your data center and your application is not exposed. Your application will be exposed through Gateway. Gateway is controlled we're not exposing any like admin APIs here, but we have a control over this through Kong Konnect. And I will show you this in a moment. And where we stopped is we want to enable some plugins. We want to play around. And after that, we want to do another serverless platform that allows us to store some of the information that we do inside the serverless Redis. So that's how my CoWeb dashboard is look like. So as you can see here, this is my application, and this is my Kong. Kong is available. CoWeb is cool because it allows me to use some of the custom DNS. So in this case, if I'll go and check settings,
it has like isn't it the concept of apps is what is the abstraction we're using to kind of like aggregate our services together? Be like a
yeah, exactly. So the gateway will be aggregating our services, and they have a bunch of different apps there. And I'm trying to find where's my like a DNS DNS configuration. So I'm going to the app, and inside the app there should be some sort of like a settings or whatnot. Settings, yes. So if you go there right now, I call it apps kongproxy.me. That's our app that would be. And if I'll just do stuff like apps.kongproxy.me, you see, I'm a funny guy. You know, I put my endpoint to CGI bean. Write down in the comments if you remember what CGI bean is. So we're doing this, say, status 200. And it works. So it going through Kong, it going through CoWeb, and looks cool. Works. So this is application that you can find in my GitHub called http://bin.com. Go application. Probably I need to put a little bit more documentation here, but essentially it has a multiple interesting routes that can support our endeavors. One of the routes, let me show you in the main. Where's my main server go? Some route around IP address, base64 encoding. I have a post request, and have some other things. So for example, status one. So I can get any status. Say status 301. I get moved permanently 100. So it is like multiple choices or 404. And the cool thing is that since we're running this together with the Kong Konnect, I will be able to observe this. My service that right now is hidden behind the Kong gateway. Now we also can capture all these responses that are happening on the Kong side of things. It's pretty cool that that we can see all these kind of things. You can see my 404, my 200, and all this type of things. Also, it can do stuff around. We're gonna be using this right now. I want to use this right now. There's a route called a response headers. So I can response headers, and I can put the header with xtest equals builders. So what it will do, why it's not.
Didn't you nuke all the plugins?
Not yet. So okay. So the I'm always forgetting how to do this in HTTP. TLDR. So there's our show is not only entertaining but also very useful. There's a command that you can use instead of kind of like going and googling documentation called TLDR. So you install this command, and it will give you majority of the things that you're going to be using like every day. So in this particular case, I'm interested how I can send like some requests here. in this particular case, I'm interested how I can do not the header, but I want to send some. It doesn't know how I can send the HTTPI request param query string called. How I can do this? Okay. So it is something like this. So I will do thing x test builders. So what it will do, it will return what kind of part of the headers, or send I send the request. It should send me as an output of the headers. Yeah, so it sends me a response back. I send the request and it sends me a response back. So let's see if we have any plugins enabled. So one of the things that I wanted to show you, I want to, for example, remove something from here. So one of the things, I can go here, go in here, plugins, create new plugin. I call it, is it request or response transformer? If I want to, it's going to be response.
Trying to debug something.
Yeah, transformer. View more. A request. I need to request a response transformer, and with this, I want to remove JSON. I call -test. So we're expecting this to be here. Oh, I will just do. Let's do this one. Let's do first. So now what it will happen, the configuration that I created in the connect will be shipped into my gateway. So if I will send something like this, yeah. So there was a moment of when it was not there. So if my endpoint returns some of the data that I can modify, the gateway can strip this out. For example, if people forgetting submitting secrets or something inside your JSON, we can easily remove this. So this stuff is working. Our plugins are working. It's time to do some cool things. Danny, let's start hammering this thing.
I can't get. I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
Every time I HTTP, I can HTTP and hit the gateway, but whenever I hit that route, I reject. It says 404 not found. What are you doing?
Yes. Okay. So there's a few things that you can do. So you use say CGI bin /IP. For example, you can do stuff like this.
Oh, got it. That one's working. Yeah.
And in this case, it will give you. It's supposed to be giving. No, not response headers. I'm sorry.
I got this is working. This gave me a 200. Okay.
Perfect. So, and this is IP. I guess it's within the gateway. So within the network. So it gives the IP address of the gateway that comes inside. Also, like if you want to put a little bit load here, there's also UUID kind of response. So in this case, like you trying to put a little bit load on this, it also will take a little bit time on producing new and unique UUID every time. If you want to play around with this endpoint. There's also user agent endpoint that will be prints out the say user agent. Can print out user agent whenever. Why I'm using HTTPI when we have Insomnia? Keep forgetting. I have like a best tool in the world. Then so I'm going into.
I'm try to hammer this thing.
My Insomnia decide to restart. Okay, so I'm switching the screen to you, so we can see how we can start breaking things down, right?
Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna hammer this and see what it does.
Yeah.
So I'm using Work as like a perf testing tool. I don't know if you guys have come across it before, but if you're looking for it, it's here's the link in GitHub. And we use it internally on our team for benchmarking stuff. If anyone's ever curious, we've talked about it before. So when we benchmark like Graviton, Gateway on Graviton, we use this tool. So it's just my go-to at the moment.
Nice. Can you do a screen of your terminal a little bit bigger?
Yeah. I want to make it a little bit bigger. I can also scooch it up. It looks like it's...
Yeah, you can do...
Is that better?
Command plus. You can do Command plus.
Man. How's that?
Yeah, nice.
Good? Okay, cool. So this, what we've got here is this is the number of connections. This is the number of threads, and then this is the duration. Duration. Took me a moment. I'm not really good with acronyms, so I'm just gonna hammer it and see what it does.
And Koyab is watching. They just like join in our YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So this is like low. This is low throughput. We'll just keep like bumping it up and see what it does. Because we've got to be considerate. We've only got one gateway. Yeah, we've only got one gateway. We're also bottlenecked putatively by the backend microservice.
Yeah. Like try to do this against UUID. That would be more interesting because we'll see if the output of this. Oh, you see, we already have 6,000 requests per second.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, the latency distribution's not bad, and that's low. So you want to bump it up? You want me to change API endpoints?
Yeah, let's just go with the UUID.
Is it just that?
Yeah.
Okay, and
you can do UUID or you can do like XML or HTML. So in this case, like we'll have a little bit more the workload, the size of the payload would be slightly different. So what are you doing this right now? So can you explain these flags just quickly?
Yeah, so let's go left, right. C is the number of connections. So we're gonna hitting the gateway 20 times. T is the number of threads that we're spinning up, and then D is the duration.
Connection,
so
right?
Yeah. And then D, yes, per connection. And then D is the duration of this whole test because it's actually a test that's running. And then what it's doing in the CLI is it runs it and then builds the statistics for you. So we're going to go ahead. And then the last thing is the out, kind of like the endpoint you want to hit. So we'll just do that. Yeah, 5 threads, 20 connections, 1 minute. So what do you want to talk about for a whole minute?
100 requests of coming with different output or whatnot. I need to come up with some also like some heavily compute or like a controlled latency on the endpoint. So in this case, we'll have a very interesting distribution.
Yeah.
I don't know, like some random generator with some pause and stuff like that. Yeah. So we do have. Let me quickly switch to my screen. Now, so with the first run was 6,900 requests, and here we do have 7,300 requests with the different endpoint.
Yeah, that's cool, and you can kind of see the test just ended. You can kind of see how like it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got some data.
Can we so let's do rate limiting. So easy, right? So we have a benchmark, we have a gateway, we have application. Now let's put some rate limiting side of things, right?
Yeah.
The cool thing is that I don't have it like right now configured in my system, but I would love to maybe next time in future also show people a little bit tracing, because we have a built-in tracing inside the gateway. So we enable a bunch of different plugins right now and see how much time we spend in the plugin versus how much time we spend on the endpoint on the upstream, right? So for now, let's enable. Oh no, we'll keep it. We will keep it on your side. you actually can
Yeah,
do
hold on.
this.
I gotta create a Redis. So for rate limiting, for production ready workloads, we do recommend using Redis. And so in this serverless ecosystem, we're gonna be using Upstash, and it's gonna take us just I'm gonna do this via the GUI. We're just gonna.
Yeah, it's
I
called
already have a database. Do I already
it's
have a
called a
database? Yeah.
ClickOps.
ClickOps.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna nuke this somehow.
Yeah, I think so. You can do this.
Yeah, so we can start. Here we go. Delete database. Kong billers. I'm gonna go ahead and nuke that guy.
So the reason why we want to use something, it's also for us to explore what is available. And one of the things that we went to see in the co-op when the one of the examples that you can find, they actually recommend to use Upstash. And I was like, okay, so if they, it's good enough for them, and it's good enough for us. Of course, in a production, Danny, you can do the thing while I'm talking. In a production setting, you need to kind of like estimate how much of this database you're going to be using. Specifically, if you will be using the Redis as a storage for our, it's basically tokens will be stored there as a kind of like the barrier for to rate limiting, to know like what exactly to limit.
Yeah, so we have a new database.
The base practice nuking from the orbit, only way to make sure. I'm reading right now this the book called Three Body Problems. I'm almost finishing the book number 3, and it is a lot of like nuking, but like nuking kind of destroying whole solar systems thing.
So, what's it about? What's the series about?
So essentially it's the series about the encounter of the Earth civilization with some extraterrestrial civilization that was planning to kind of escape their solar system and came to Earth and conquer it.
Oh.
And the whole story is happening within the time frame around like a 300, 400 years. Oh. And there's a like different twists and turns. It's it reminds me a little bit of Space Odyssey. It reminds me a little bit of The Foundation. It reminds me a little bit of kind of like, you need to really embrace this type of sci-fi things rather than try to find the all times, when you're kid, you're reading the book and you kind of like, you enjoying what you're reading. You're not, and these days everyone is trying to spot some of the failures, or maybe there's some fake in the science and things like that. There's like a lot of interesting things that happens within this book, and with the regards of the science and the three-body problem. It's actually existing mathematical / astronomical problem that allows you to how you can calculate the forces that happen in how the different space bodies are moving with relate to each other. And in the mathematical sense, analytical sense, it's not solvable. So there's no equation that allows you to put the different parameters. It's solvable in the case of two, but say you have a Earth and you have your moon, but you're putting Earth, Moon, and the Sun. It's not solvable. It's only empirical. You need to solve this kind of like based on experiment or whatnot. So, and next book has like a Dark Forest. That's another interesting the problem that I guess was initially addressed to Fermi. He's one of the creators of the atomic bomb, and he was a participator of the Manhattan Project. And he was like, okay, so why we cannot find anyone in space? Like, why it's so quiet out there? And they have a concept of dark forest, is how different space nations interact with each other. So it's a imaginative reading. I highly recommend, because it's coming to Netflix later this year as a TV show.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's a very good one. Yeah, and there would be a lot of like explosion of whole solar systems. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Now,
hey, so
where we are.
I pinged you the details for Redis because you're gonna hook up.
Yeah.
You're gonna log into Connect and hook up.
So the cool thing is that those systems, I love when the all these serverless technologies support kind of like the collaboration. So we created the team, and I immediately see all these details that Danny's created for me here. So that's our database that we have. So that's what we're going to be using this. So I will create a plugin inside my route. Where's my route? bin. I want to do plugin per route. We will call it. We will start with the regular rate limiting, and after that we will move to some advanced use cases. Error code. We can play around actually with this, and let's put this so people know that this actually response from the Kong builders. We are going for say 25 requests per minute, limited by IP address. We're not going to be very inventive here. Policy Redis, and this is where interesting things will happen. I'll take the endpoint and put this inside the host. We're going to use different port here. We're going to use port this. And Redis password also super secured. We're going to do this here. I don't remember like a server name versus host. I think the server name...
They're the same.
Yeah. We use an SSL. And sync rate, we put this like every second, I guess. 1.
Yeah, definitely not -1.
Yeah. Config policy, Redis host required. Okay, so the host needs to be updated. Server name. So in this case, I believe the host comes with the port, something like this, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I don't think. Is that
must not have port. Okay, so.
Nope. Well, that's nice. That's very explicit error.
Yeah. So host, remove this. Password, Redis port, and we do have a server. Okay. So we will see. We will see when we go into. We'll see. We're going into our application. And again, we are in console ops. Sorry, the click ops, so we can see the output of this stuff. Let's see if I will be able to do stuff with the. Okay. And if we're gonna see, this is our parsing the body. So we have a response transformer plugin. Now let's see if our rate limiting actually works, right? 25 requests. This is where we need to use like a heavy tools. Danny, can you generate a load for our stuff?
Yep. Give me 1 second here. Let me find a good one.
So we can see.
Here we go. Lost the screen.
We should have like a bunch of the errors in the log because this request doesn't have it doesn't have a plugin thing. Also, now in analytics, when you started this, let me get back to my screen. We should be able to see a bunch of 429s. So it looks like something is working. Something is working. And another thing that let's try to do this in a CLI. If I'll just do select 0 database, and we could just do keys star. Yeah, we do see, because we're hitting this from the one place. You see, this is the IP address that because it's going from the this
gateway.
So how are we looking on your side? Your output should include some errors, right?
Yeah, we are done.
Yep.
We did get a lot of right here. You can see a lot of non-200s. So there were, you could see that there were, that's to like queue you in. There were like 429s. There were some error messages that happened, so that did happen. Versus like a one that did work, you can see we didn't have any of that. So we can. It's not. This is not how I would test rate limiting, but from the tool, we can kind of tell that rate limiting was in fact enabled.
So what I can see on my side, on the analytics side of things, we can actually try to calculate if it's right or wrong, right? Because we have a peak, 28 requests went through, meaning that we have a. So ideally, for the 1 minute, we need to have X number of requests, I would say, because it would be limited by 25 requests per minute in our config. We don't know how many requests this thing will be issuing. So we see it works, right? So we see it works, and it's connected to our infrastructure. Let me see. Let me check my notes a little quickly if I want to show anything else before we go into try to do this in a advanced rate limiting. So I can. One of the things that I can do inside the one of the plugins that I wanted to show that the people wanted to use. Let me quickly switch back to my screen. Is to have plugins on the route. Where's my route? My route and plugin, and I want to do new plugin request. Request transformer. And what I want to do is append headers. I want to do x equals winning. So the how it works, Kong builders winning. So how does it work? Append headers. So it's time to handy. We have a documentation here, and using plugin example of different transforms. So I'm looking something to do is headers. So key the C for consistency, right? So instead of using equals, we need to use like this.
Cool.
Okay. That was fun. Okay, so if I will submit this, both plugins should work, and see, so right now it's not updated yet. So the configuration is not landed, so it will take a little bit time, I guess. I don't see it. Is it still there? No, it's not. It's not there. So it will take a few seconds to update on the Kong side of things.
Did you do the response plugin?
No, it should be request. No. Let me check if I'll just do this on my. No, it should be in my configuration. I see it's request transformer. Yes, it should be request. Maybe it is. Let's see if our runtime group is synchronized. Less seen, connected in sync. Okay. Compatibility status incompatible. What? That's very cool. So what it says, rate limiting plugin, one or more following config field, sync rate, but Kong gateway version is not supporting those fields. Plugin feature will rely on these fields not working. So it is a rate limiting. So it is not a plugin that we have. Your Kong gateway to version 3.4.0. Yeah, I think we can do this. It's not like that there's a problem with this. The way how it will do, we go in like this.
Yeah.
And after that, if my CoYep boom, boom, boom. Again, I will be stage. I'll just do update, commit, and push. I'm doing this behind the scenes, so inside my repository, we will see there's action that will be doing our deployment. So right now it should be triggering my
Let's
actions.
see.
I don't see if it's did I push it to the right place? Always say origin main. Let's see if it's still there. Handling 200. Why it is not push? I'll just do push. Push main up to date. That's interesting. I need to check if I'm doing this in the right place. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking to the different repository. My bad. It needs to be repositories Kong Konnect. And in this case, I remember we had to trigger this manually because I didn't configure this.
Oh.
And inside the CoYep, I need to do and say redeploy. Go into the service. Yeah, because it was triggered manually. And I will go inside deployments and I say redeploy. Use build cache. Okay. So now I should have just like configure like automatic deployment. But
yeah.
But this is not the problem. So this is problem from the rate limiting. Let's see if my this time that we use is actually fixed the thingy. Kong proxy. Why it is not?
Well, because now you're building. There's no gateway.
No. Like, I mean, it should be updating plugin, even with the old configuration. Let's see if I'm doing this something wrong in the config, because it can be, you know. Go in here, go in the plugins, request transformer. And append header to request. So we will, let's see if I'll just do so everything works except for some reasons this is request is not adding to the request.
Well, is the backend microservice going to take it and spit it back out?
It's supposed to, like with the anything plugin, it should be. So with every request, it should add header. Like that was my previous example, request transformer.
Okay.
And that was a response transformer. And request transformer should be fine. Where's the services connect format?
You don't happen to have like another plugin globally, do you? That maybe.
Let's see, 2 plugins. One plugin is it's gonna be our rate limiting. No, we're doing this request transformer. Yes, request transformer, config, headers, add, remove. Body, append, headers. It should work. Let's test it one more time on the routes. We're going into plugins. Request transformer is available. Ordering is static. Let's do plugin actions. Do edit. Append headers. Should be replace headers.
Response transformer body transform failed parsing JSON body while sending to client.
Yeah, that's all right because we do not using this. I'm thinking like why it is not doing the thing that I wanted it to do. And now, as you can see, while we were doing this, now we're running the latest and greatest version of Kong. So that's the winning, and we should be able to see that our runtime service. I go to runtime instance. Where is it? Runtime instance. Now, so it will eventually go away. So this guy will eventually go away, but this is a new version. So this version is no compatibility issues because duh. But this runtime instance that is incompatible will be, I guess it should, it's still running inside the COIP maybe, and after that it will disappear. So essentially it will disappear eventually. Less than 1 minute ago.
I usually delete the incompatible ones.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, because I just noticed when I spin stuff down that, like, if I'm running on an EKS cluster, for example, it kind of lingers for a little while.
Forget about this. So we just like killed it.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering why my request transformer doesn't work. But it's okay. We'll figure it out afterwards. All right. So you wanna try to do advanced rate limiting. At least start configuring this. In order to we can play around with the IP is easy, right? So we can do an IP address. But do you want to try to configure advanced rate limiting?
Yeah, we can give it a go. Actually, I can't. You have to keep doing the screen share because I don't have.
I think you can. You have access to my to my group. You lost it.
I lost it.
Okay, so in this case, it's okay. That's all right. We can do this. So routes. We're going into routes. We're going into plugins, and let's disable rate limiting. Yes, disable. And enable rate limiting advance. So let's see what we can do here. Rate limit exceeded with style. So we would know that is advanced because there should be some difference. So for now, let's keep to IP because we will switch to consumer afterwards. Limit, say 25. Sliding window size 60 seconds. It's going to be sliding window. Sync rate is going to be 1. Strategy is going to be Redis. SSL. I was told if we will keep username empty, it should work.
Really?
Right? Yeah. So it should be just like it will by default usually be default. Should work. We'll see. Server name, we do have this. And Redis server name. We're not using Sentinels. You see, it's a difference between the advanced and the regular rate limiting. Advanced rate limiting supports like a clustered configuration for Redis. A Redis port, we're going into this one. Redis password, we're gonna do and put the host. Dynamic glider database Kong builders. Still using B0, database 0. That's our default, right?
Yes.
Namespace. I don't know what is it, but we will put Kong builders, and let's save. Look.
Hey, so the request transformer bug is fixed.
So you get the.
Yep, you can see it right there on your screen. Down. Scroll, yeah, right there. You go.
I don't see it.
Your cursor's right there. No, go back down.
It should be Kong builder.
It's
header.
in that list of headers.
Oh. Yes. Winning. So let's put the Charlie Sheen's. I'm too old for these memes. Like, people don't even remember who Charlie Sheen is.
What?
Now,
that's crazy.
So rate limiting, is it working?
Oh, I didn't even.
So it does work, but let's see. In terms of like output of the log, is it active? We're looking into. Let's take a look on our.
I just kicked off another.
Oh wow!
You should.
As you can see, it actually works. It's working. Like advanced plugin. As a consultant with the people who smarter than me, aka engineers who work on the gateway side of things, they said that just don't put the default as a username, because if you're not using this input, so it works now.
Okay.
You wanna you don't have a control now. Let's do.
No, I'm back in.
Oh, okay. So you want to do consumer groups, and after that we will wrap for today.
Yeah, let's try consumer groups. I've totally forgotten how to do that. So let me grab some docs.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think we gotta create consumers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can share some docs in our YouTube chat.
Thanks. So I'm gonna make Vic, and I'm gonna make Danny. I remember we got to do that, and then we're gonna create some consumer groups. So to the consumer group, I'm gonna do group 1, and I got.
By the way, I do have I was drinking this right now, and I just realized that I have a very DevOps drink called Uptime.
Yeah, there you go.
Uptime,
yeah, that is
Upstash,
Uptime.
Not sponsored. Yeah, not sponsored, but. You can bring these drinks to these the Kong Builder live stream.
All right, Vic is in group 1, and then I've got to let me make all the consumer groups before I get lost. So I've got 2 consumers. I've got 1 consumer group. I need to add another one. I'm gonna make group 2, and I'm gonna add myself. I'm gonna add Danny to it. Save. Okay, now we need to add some configuration to these consumer groups. I usually do this. Oh, okay, here we go. Window size. Sliding window, limit number.
So this is where you can customize, I guess, rate limiting for to put something different. Like, for example, we have a 25 request. Like, put, I don't know, something that will be different, so we know that it actually works. Or while you're doing this. You do high, and I will do low on my side. So for example, I'll
do 100.
Change this and say limit. Say I will put limit 5, so we will know that it would be relatively fast back off. And you can put like whatever. You can put the higher number. You can put like, I don't know, 20 like 42. 420.
Window size 1? Is that like a duration?
It's seconds, like 60 seconds. It's seconds,
so
I think.
It's seconds. Great. So let's do 60. Save. And then now we can see the rate limiting advanced plugin came in. So if I look at that, okay, interesting. I didn't know it worked that way. So let's do that again.
And for the consumer group, how we can select? We need to assign the API key to this
Yeah, you're
group.
right. So consumers, to do the API key, we got to go to Vic, credentials, kioth, new kioth. Pick a key.
Just do Kong
Vic
builders. Like
is
that's
lost.
as
Okay.
we always doing this.
Kong builders is your key. Cool. That's a great
Yeah.
idea because I hate thinking about it.
Yeah. And C, it's kind of like API equals key, right?
Yeah,
So
in the header.
I'll just do API key equals. So, and I will switch to my side while you're doing this, so we can get a drum roll, right?
And then I'm gonna give myself Kong builders Danny because it needs to be so it's slightly different, so we can tell the difference between us.
Okay.
So.
Yes. So I will be doing TLDR HTTP. How I can put the header HTTP x my header x. Okay. So consistency again. Consistency. Nice. And my rate limiting. Nope. My consumer is not working.
Yeah, it's because your consumer group doesn't have rate limiting configured.
Okay.
So let me put that on there. Let me put it on there. So I'm gonna do 60 seconds. I'm gonna give you a low limit. I'll give myself a high limit. So I'm gonna give you a limit of 5. Yeah, because you don't have.
No, 5 already pre-configured. Do 9.
9. Yeah. That's funny. You pick non-whole numbers. I definitely always pick like whole or even numbers.
I'm trying to be uncomfortable, comfortable with uncomfortable because I hate odd numbers. Like I even numbers is my jam. So.
Oh, good to know. Yeah.
I also like the power of 2 numbers. It's kind of like also my jam.
Yeah. All right, so you're now ready. You've got a rate limiting plugin, so you can give it a go.
Okay, so I'll give it a go, and let's see. So let's take a look. Nope. It will take some time, I guess, to update. Let's put not anything. I will just put the what's the IP.
How do I do this actually with the work tool? I don't know.
I'm wondering if the advanced logging, we need to enable some sort of like a logging on the.
Oh, we may need to enable the key-auth plugin. Well, yeah, we may need to enable it.
Key-auth plugin will be enabled automatically. That's the beauty of support this with the consumer group. This plugin will be available. It should be available automatically on the route. No, why not? It let's see. Maybe it's route. It should be enabled this on the on the. I was under impression that this will enable the plugin key-off plugin. Yeah, because otherwise, how you would tell?
Okay, so we still need it to identify the user. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's do this one. Route. Plugins and a new plugin. Key authentication. Save. Now let's see. Okay, we're getting the invalid authentication plugin. Okay, so that's good. Key authentication. Do we need to put the like consumer group somehow? Like the.
I don't know. I actually haven't.
Wait a second. Rate limiting advanced, and we're going into edit. There should be something like enforce consumer groups. Yep.
Oh, lovely. Cool.
And when we save, no consumer group provided. Where's the consumer groups?
Group 1 underscore? And group 2. Yeah.
1 or underscore?
Underscore 1.
Okay, that's the consistency. I love it.
Yeah.
Comma separated.
Hopefully.
Okay. Wait a second. There should be some update. Should be some update. No update.
Is API key camel case?
Actually, I specifying this.
Yeah,
in the configuration API. Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Maybe it's gonna be like this.
Is it all? I thought it was all lowercase by default. Abilities.
Yeah, like API key.
Here you go. Eight. I got mine. Yeah. API
I'm stupid because I put the wrong. Yes, it does work. It does work. I think it is winning. In my book.
Winning.
Perfect. So let's stop here because like everything that we were planning to do is actually, the works and it goes according to plan. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. It's by far, I think, is the best stream that we did. And
yeah, we made it, and we had a conversation in the middle.
And we did this collaborating. Everything is serverless. So again, for those of you who join us right now, I don't know, like you missed a good part, go rewatch everything. I will get back and put the time codes so people will enjoy. Maybe even use the power of editing and do reels, so we can have a different YouTube shorts and the Instagram reels. We brought back serverless platform where application runs behind a API gateway. API gateway enabled a bunch of different plugins, and those plugins actually work: request transformer, response transformer, rate limiting advanced. We use we use all these things with the serverless Redis configuration. So it's exciting. It's Upstash was great. Throw us some questions. We're gonna be back maybe next month but that would be difficult to compete with the best event of the year. It would be difficult to compete with the API Summit. So we'll see if we get enough requests from the audience. So we want to talk about the stuff. So again, send us the platforms that want to run the Kong there. Like I said, I really want to do Cloud Run. Pretty personally excited to see if this can work. Once again, the where is it? Where's my buttons? Yes, that's buttons. So Danny from Partner Engineering, super stoked that you are joining me every Kong Builders, and we're building something together. Thank you so much for being part of Kong Builders.
Anytime.
Thank you so much for people who watch this to being part of Kong Builders. Thank you so much, Emily, being our eyes and ears on the background and the submitting all these links and cheering people up. We get back. Follow the announcement. Enable notifications. Love you. Bye. Take care. Okay, that's it. Bye. Yeah.